Hello Hastings, welcome to another In Studio. I am Tom Wright, and this time joining us is Mr. Paul Ehrhard, the Vice President of the Retired Educators Association of America.
Of Minnesota.
Of Minnesota. Much easier said as REAM. We can go by REAM perhaps. Paul, welcome to the studio.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I understand this guy has been busy up at the state capitol protecting, main thing you guys do is protect the pensions of Minnesota's educators since 1954. That's kind of your tagline I
Correct.
saw on the website there. So we're going to hear about what you guys have been up to up at the capitol and how things are going, what you're fighting for, and what the response has been. Before we get into that though, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. I understand you're a Hastings resident?
I live in Hastings, yes, for the last 7 years. Previous to that, I lived in California, in San Diego, for 19 years. And previous to that, I coached football and wrestling and taught in Albert Lea, Minnesota.
Okay. I was wondering, yeah, I was guessing you're probably an educator yourself.
Right.
Great. Tell us about REAM. What is REAM? What do you guys do to protect the pensions there?
Well, this is an association of retired educators that have banded together a long time ago in order that saw the need to protect their pensions. And pensions for educators is a key point in getting people into the profession and keeping them there. And we have been fortunate in Minnesota to have a strong pension system, which has resulted in one of the best education systems in the world. And one of our goals is to keep that education system strong, not only by protecting the pensions of people who have retired, but also the young teachers and the ones that we hope will be coming into the profession.
I see. And to put it in perspective, just what is the current pension benefit for educators here in Minnesota? Is it a percentage of salaries, or how is it based?
Well, we have what we call a defined benefit pension. This is funded through 3 avenues. The first avenue is it's funded by the pensioners themselves. Mm-hmm. And we, for instance, I have contributed into my own pension for 30 years, or I guess 31 years. Mm-hmm. And also the state of Minnesota has a pension system that they invest in. And this pot of money earns interest, and that is part of our pension plan. They pay a certain percentage of that. Then there's the school board. There are the employer, and they pay into the pension system. And there are the employees who pay in. As I said, the employees also pay into the pension system. Rather than, like Wisconsin, they got into big trouble because the teachers didn't fund any part of the pension system. Now they are. Our system has been strong through the ages because of that setup. And there have been several mistakes made along the way that we've rectified by taking somewhat of a, what you call a pay cut. But I would say the average pension for retired teachers is about $2,400 a month.
Okay.
And for instance, in Dakota County, there are about 12,000 retired educators. 12,000. Now, if you can imagine the yearly amount of money that those 12,000 retirees put into the economy in Dakota County, It's about $275 million a year into this economy in Dakota County. Basically speaking, the figures show us that 86% of the money that the pension people spend is spent right here in Dakota County. So that's a tremendous boost to the economy.
What do you say, what is your response to the argument by those that believe, since the private sector, as many have heard in the news and stuff, the pension plans in private sectors have gone down quite a bit. I think it was, they used to be at one point 88% provided by employers, by 88%, let's see here. Yeah, in the private sector, 88% at one time, but it's down to 33%, about a third provided now. So there's some saying, because, well, look at the private sector. Why should you guys have it, and why in the private sector have it this way?
We call that pension jealousy. Those people had a choice to make. We chose to go into education, not because we were going to make a lot of money. For instance, I knew that when I went into education. But we have a desire to help kids. And I had not only a desire to be good in the classroom, but I had a desire to help kids through sports. And I think I was pretty successful. I have a large, over 100 former participants that wrestled and played football underneath me, who we still maintain contact with. So you're right that the private sector pensions are going down. And the reason is that a lot of the CEOs are making a lot of money, and we have somewhere throughout the nation that there's a right to work. And that results in lower salaries for the workers, and it seems like higher salaries for the CEOs. But you're right. But we call it, it's pension jealousy. We are trying to maintain not only our pensions, and you can see what we put back into the economy, but the pensions of the people who are employees in the school districts, and hopefully the people that will come in as educators, as teachers. And this is a problem right now.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the problem, how you guys are addressing it up at the state capitol. Because I understand there is a legislative commission on pensions and retirement that has met twice so far in this session.
No, they've met.
Or is it more than that?
I think tonight will be the 6th meeting.
Oh, 6 meetings. Well, I need to check my website, so check more websites, I guess, huh? 6 meetings. So, so you've met quite a few times. Tell us, what are you fighting for now in the legislature?
Well, we're fighting to maintain our defined benefit contribution pensions. Now, our pension system during the recession was in trouble because part of the pension money comes from investments. And as you know, the stock market took a big hit during the recession. Well, now at that time in 2010 and 2011, the teachers took 0 COLAs. A COLA is a cost of living increase. The teachers for 2 years took 0 COLAs. Now, that really helped the system come back to life. And now we face a similar problem, but not so severe. The reason is, and not of our own doing, it's kind of like you have to understand that we're living longer. And not only are the men living longer, but the women are living much longer than the men. And 75% of all retirees now are women. And so you can see how that complicates the situation. They live longer, and of course they're drawing more from the pension fund. And not only that, but one of the participants, the school boards, the employers, have not been paying their fair share. The school boards in Minnesota are like 41st in the country as far as contributions are concerned, and they are like, I don't want to say an exact figure, but they're way short of their annual contributions. Then again, when we had the Governor Pawlenty, if you'll remember, for 2 years, he didn't fund the schools. So that pension money didn't come in. And so that further hamstrung the pension system. And last year, the Legislative Commission on Pension Retirement did not fund anything. They said that they didn't put the money in to start with, and it was too late, and they weren't going to fund it. So that was another hit to our pension system. So we are the TRA, the Teachers Retirement Association, and REAM is one of the policymakers that the TRA listens to, we hope. We have proposed to the Legislative Commission that the teachers will take a 1% deduction in their COLAs. That will make a significant difference. However, if you look at that, the money that the teachers put back into the economy was going to suffer also. So that means that the businesses in our county are going to see some kind of a reduction in the money that the teachers put in. They don't have it to spend.
So the teachers are willing to drop 1% in COLA, and what are you asking for in return?
Nothing. We're asking that the teachers, the employees, increase the amount they give. However, the amount that they give, now we're talking about the employees, is probably more than they should be giving. However,
And what is that, like percentage-wise?
I think they're 6.5%.
Okay.
But the employers are not giving enough. The average in the nation is 12%. Our employers, the school boards, are giving about 7%, 7.5%. So you see, they're lagging behind. And we asked them to contribute 2% more. And one of the things that we have asked is that this money comes from the state, from the budget that they have, which is quite substantial. We ask that when they allocate those funds to the school districts, there's a strict allocation that money is to be only used for pensions, not for anything else. So I know the principals, superintendents are kind of worried about that they'll just give it to them. We want to make sure that that's strict allocation for pensions.
I see. I understand there's other things you're lobbying for up at the Capitol, like school vouchers and scholarship tax credits.
Right. One of the things that I'm really involved in is the fact that I believe, and we believe, that we're going to give 1% of our COLAs when it's all said and done. So we understand that the the rest are going to also be given this. But when they say we're giving 1%, they take 1%. When they say the school boards are going to phase it in. And I made a short speech recently about the fact that if everyone else gets phased in, why can't we get phased in? Mm. And there were chuckles, and there was, yeah, that's right, but I don't know. But as far as the taxes I'm involved with, we are one of the 12 states in the country that tax Social Security and pensions. And with the amount of money that the state has surplus, it would be a help to offset the 1% COLA if the tax on Social Security and or pensions, because not all the teachers have Social Security. Way back when, we had a choice. You could either take Social Security and pension, mm-hmm. or straight pension. I took Social Security and pensions. So it's not that you're going to get more that way, but that was the deal way back when this came about. So if that tax, they're going to phase this in. If they phase this in, and there's a lot of talk about tax cuts. So if the teachers, the educators would get, actually all the state pensioners would get a reduction in the tax of their Social Security and or pensions, it would really help to offset the hit we're taking with the 1% deduction of COLAs. And I can present a lot of facts and figures to justify that, because over 5 years in Hastings, in Dakota County, the hit that 1% takes is into the billions. And that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, so tell me, how close are you guys to getting a deal? Is this, how much of an uphill battle is this for you up at the Capitol?
It's an uphill battle, but the Pension Commission happens this time to be, has 14 members. 10 members are Republicans and 4 are Democrats, because the Republicans control the Senate by 1 person and they control the House of Representatives. The chairman of the Legislative Commission on Pension Retirements is someone who we have faith in. I think she's going to be fair, and she will undoubtedly dictate a lot of the pension, the way the pensions are going to be allocated, pension money allocated, excuse me. Now, the chairperson indicated at the last meeting that starting tonight, they're going to start looking at the different scenarios. Last meeting, the professional part of that pension commission, they're permanent employees, gave forth 30 different scenarios.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A lot of scenarios.
A lot of scenarios. And of those 30, they're going to pick and choose and come up with what they're proposing. Now, what they propose has obviously a good chance of passing. But it does have to pass the whole legislature. Mm-hmm. When they have to take the omnibus tax bill, the omnibus education bill. So we're looking to how that's going to be put together.
How often are you up at Capitol having this negotiations going on? Is this something you're up there each year, every session you guys are up there?
Yes, we are. We're very active in the legislature. Last Tuesday, I, along with 5 of my partners, cohorts, spent the day there. We lobbied 12 different legislators. 2 of them were from our district. We had
And yeah, and how those meetings go with Representative Tony Jurgens with the House, and then State Senator Dan Schoen?
Dan Schoen. Yeah, Tony is first year, and to his credit, he listened a lot. And he had some ideas, but he listened, and that's good. That's all we can ask. And Senator Schoen has impressed me. Senator Schoen is on the Legislative Commission on Pensions and Retirement. And he's first year on there. Now, he served 2 years as a representative, 4
Terms,
years,
yeah.
2 terms. And he has impressed me with his questions that he asks. He's a policeman. And he is well known among the police, and he's very strong for the law enforcement. But he's also seems to have an in-depth understanding of what's going on. I was impressed by him.
Oh, that's good to hear. So, wrapping this up, what do you foresee in the future for pensions plans for educators? Is this something that's you foresee being able to keep and hold on to for future generations?
Yes, we hope so. For instance, if we were to, or the state were to dump the defined benefit contributions, they would have to go to some kind of a setup and called 401ks is what it would end up with. And that would cost to change over about $3 billion. So I don't think that's going to happen. But there are some changes that I anticipate they're going to make. And some of the members will ask questions. And from their questions, you can kind of get the way they're feeling and what they're asking. For instance, we're also interested in the licensure and the Board of Teaching. That's under fire right now.
Oh.
We're short of teachers, and they want to ease the requirements to get a teacher. And some of the things that were proposed, you don't even want to go there. We were really taken aback by some of the proposals for.
Well, we can't leave it there. Like, what stands out? Like, what would surprise
they want
us?
teachers to just to have a couple classes and go in the classroom and teach, something like that. And that's of course absurd. And we want teachers to be prepared. Maybe it's too strenuous now, the requirements. We have a lot of teachers wanting to come from other states to teach here. And my question was, why do they want to come here? And that's one of the things that the Board of Teaching is looking at. Why do they want to come here? Special education is also one of the prime movers up there. As we know, special education is a kind of a hot topic. Special ed demands a lot of money, and
they're short on teachers as well. I remember
very
I've
short.
seen something on that.
They are hard to come by, and it's a strenuous job, but and some teachers are just made for that. But there's a lot of them that we find that some teachers will go in 1 year and they're gone. Others 3 years and they're gone. And we're trying to educate those teachers so that they stay. And one of the things that makes them stay is they have a good pension. They can look down the line and say, this is what I've got in my future. I'm not going to make a lot of money, but in return, at the end of the rainbow, I'm going to have this pension. And they continually raising the age of retirement. Now it's 65, they want to raise it to 66. And I asked one of the people on the commission, I said, would you like to have a 66-year-old male teaching your 3rd grade daughter? And there was a silence. And they said, well, probably not. I think 66 years old is stretching it a lot, but we'll have to see what happens.
Wow.
Teacher evaluation is also another thing that we're looking at. But recruitment and retention of teachers is a big thing in order to keep our education system strong.
Well, you got a lot going on. For those that watching this want to keep up to speed on what's going on with the REAM and all you're fighting for up at the state capitol, where can they find you? Do you guys have a website?
We have a very nice website. It's www.mnream.org, and you'll see a nice red website come up, front page, and there's a lot of information on that website. Now we're pushing very hard to 10,000 members. We're the largest organization of retirees in the state, and with that amount of, the commission asks you, what's your name? How many people do you represent? And when I became vice president, we had 7,000 members 3 years ago. And I formed a committee called the REAM Action Committee, with the stress on the action. And we have been very active, and our membership has increased to, we're just short of 10,000 members now, the latest figures. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
But there's a lot of teachers out there, retired educators, that don't belong. And why?
You have an opportunity to give them a dirty look in the camera right now.
Right. Yeah, if you don't belong, we're still working for you. We're still working to save your pensions. So, but it would help if you'd send in that $15. Go to our website, and you can see how you can join. It's 15 bucks. That's all there is. And you don't have to go to any meetings.
There you go. That's a good pitch right there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're here with the Vice President of Retired Educators Association of America, REAM.
Of Minnesota.
Of Minnesota. Can't forget that, of Minnesota, Mr. Paul Ehrhard. Paul, thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Coming in.
It's a pleasure.
Great. And yes, please keep us posted on
I
your
sure
progress.
will. Yep.
All right. Thank you for joining us in this in studio. We'll see you next time.
Here, can you take a picture of this?
Here we go. We'll get that in there.